All right, we live. We alive. So tonight, I can put my mic on. Yeah, got the get my mic. It's on. So tonight we're going to be talking about really to get out of this cycle of overextending yourself to people. Man, tired. Aren't you tired of that? Overextending yourself, helping people. A lot of times when you're strong, when you know how to hold it down, when you always build it and have things going for yourself, or you're stable, a lot of people see you as like the go-to person. Like if things get shaky for me, let me go to him, let me go to her. If I can't figure it out, if I'm on my last dime, let me go to him, let me go to her. Sometimes we're seen as this person in our family where you'll be the person that the family or whatever social group you're in, friendship, organization, that type of person to where they give you more, even at your job, they give you more responsibilities than necessary because they see you strong enough to handle it. And they feel like if they give it to somebody else, they might fumble. But they give it to you because they see you as a strong, like capable, like they see you as like the CEO type of person that could run and function anything and hold it down. Oh, shout out to Sherry Allen. What's up, Sherry? What's going on tonight? What are you eating tonight? What's for dinner? So yeah, my subscribers they be asking me if I'm cooking anything. Well, I should definitely cook soon. Should make some videos on that. But yeah, man, a lot of times our job, our family, the friend group, they can give you more responsibilities than necessary because they see you as the one. You seem mature, you seem responsible, you seem like the leader. So if all else fails, when we asked out, we could go to him, we could go to her because they see you as a strong, resourceful person. Sherry Allen said, snowed and cold as hell. Yo, who you telling? I went outside today. Um, and it was cold as hell. I went to the store today. I did a little mini shopping today because I realized, and I was mad last night because I was coming back from the train. I was like, yo, man, I don't got much to eat at home, but I need to go do grocery shopping. And I said, damn, I'm gonna have to get up in the morning and go be cold as hell in the snow. And so that's what I did. Like around 9 o'clock, I had to put on my boots, my Nike Tech boots. I had to get out there in the snow. It was brutal, but it wasn't as bad as it probably seemed. It wasn't that bad, right? But it's just hard getting through it. And then even like today, like Monday is gonna be the aftermath of Sunday. So even though Monday technically is it's Monday, it's still snow is just stacked up unless it gets really warm fast. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But back to the conversation. But how many of y'all are tired of that? You're the one. You're seen as the one. You're seen the one to help. You're seen as a go-to person. You're seen as the individual that people could just go to you for their problems. But when you look at it, right? When you need help, when you're struggling, who helps you? Who calls you to make sure that you're okay? Who checks up on you? Rarely anybody because they see you as, oh, they got it. They strong. They can handle it. But you need that same help that you give to other people. So that's why the empath turns cold. That's why you become done because you realize you've been given all this good energy, all your resources, your this compassion, this empathetic spirit to people that never give you back what you deserve in return. You need a lot of y'all empaths. Y'all need somebody in your life like that who give to you, who there for you. You need everybody needs somebody in their life like that. Stop being that for people that don't reciprocate it. Cherry Allen said, my pipes froze. I'm preserving. Wow. That's crazy. Yikes. I hope that gets better for you. That's wow. So And we got a lot of talk tonight. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Knowing I'm always the go-to person, I'm so burnt out. Yeah, man. A lot of times you get burnt out. A lot of times it's exhausting, man. That's why I say a lot of people turning cold. A lot of empaths are done. If you're an empath right now, write your name, write yourself down in the chat. If you're an empath, if you're an empath, write empath in the chat. If you're an empathetic person, if you're the type of person who you can go to, who people can go to, you're seen as the person in a friend group that everybody can go to for help. You're seen as the person that on the job to where they can't figure it out, they go to you. You're seen as a person on the team, whatever the case is. People feel like they can go to you. Write empath in the chat. Write empath in the chat. Cheesy, what is that? Cheesy. Write empath in the chat and hit the like button. So, so a lot of times, Cole Stacy said, "I'm empathetic, but not like that, but still empathetic. Not like what? Explain." Um, Simply put, y'all, the reason why a lot of folks feel like they can go to you is because you actually care. A lot of people, it's hard for people to, you know how hard it is to find somebody in the world that actually gives a shit, that actually cares. Most people don't give a fuck about what anybody else has going on but themselves. It's hard to find somebody in your life that actually cares. That's hard. That's like trying to find goddamn gold. It's like trying to, man, that's so hard. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Trying to find a person in your life that cares enough to pick up the phone call, answer you, and actually help you. Like outside of, like, if you got work to do and it's your coworker or your boss or anything outside of work in your personal life where you can go to and you crying or something, or you dealing with some hardships and you can call this person, they'll sit there on the phone with you. You know how hard that is? That's you. You're the one person that multiple people, either person or groups, had available to them that they can call and ask and sit on the phone and talk to you about their real problems. Most people don't give other people the time of day. Cole Stacy said, not like the person for someone to go to me and explain their feelings and thoughts about that stuff. What I mean is, like, I'm not a therapist. Yeah, yeah. But see, that's an issue. Um, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but that's how a lot of people saw the empath. Saw you as like the unpaid therapist. Saw you as a type of person to, they can ask you for help. They can ask you for guidance. You know, you'll sit on the phone, you'll listen to a lot of y'all. But you're right, you're not anyone's unpaid therapist. But you might be caring, right? You might be giving, you might be helpful to people. And they saw that as a resource. That's energy for a lot of people. They get a boost. They get a jump. Sherry Allen said, I talked three people down from hurting themselves all in the same day. I was actually on the phone for 8 hours. I couldn't believe I was de escalating folks for 8 hours. I was so exhausted. Wow. Yeah, shout out to Sherry, man. That's amazing. That's crazy. How long ago was this? That's crazy. That's crazy. But you know, that says a lot about you. And I'm glad that you was able to do that though. That's crazy that I don't know how that happened, but the fact that people saw you as the type of person to call to like help them with that situation, that's crazy. Um Cornelio Santos said happy birthday. She said hi. Happy birthday to says Amanda. Shout out to Amanda. Happy birthday to Amanda. You want me to you gonna have to super chat. Well, I don't know my super chat. You gonna have to donate. Nah, you don't gotta donate for that. Happy birthday and welcome to the chat. Um, the two other people in the chat put WS Cole Stacy. Let me see. Um, said it was this past Friday, and I'm glad I was helped for them. My energy was depleted. Wow, that's crazy, man. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how that ended up happening, but a lot of times that's common. Um, yeah, empathy is a gift. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody has the capability of being that way. It's not like you chose to be that way. That's a gift that you have. Real talk, that's a gift. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has that ability. Not everybody even cares. Some people, this world is so cruel, right? You got people out there that they'll see you in that type of situation and they'll hang up the phone. There's some people that would care less if somebody will go unalive themselves like that. So it says a lot about you that you took time out to do that. Real talk. That says a lot, man. That speaks volumes. I wonder if you were like close to these people in terms of like, was it family? Was it close friends for a long time? Um, what do you call it? Cole Stacy said, keep doing these streams. You're a very moving person with your words and how you use your words. I believe that you will go famous with your words. I will remember your words. Empathy is a talent. Yeah, shout out to Cole Stacy. Yeah, it's a gift, man. Not everybody's like that. How many people, if you crying, if you really going through tough times, if you're really in a dark place in your life, if you just went through like some of the worst things that you could ever experience, how many people can you call right now to help you deal with those emotions? Put a one in the chat if you have a person in your life that you can go to right now when you if you're crying, if it's a crisis, that you can ask for help. Ask for God help, get them to talk you through it. How many put one in the chat, man? That's crazy, man. Shout out to Sherry Allen, man. That's crazy. Sherry said one. Shout out to Sherry, man. It's a good thing that you're that person, but also you can go to other people for that too. That's tough, man. Um, a lot of people don't have that, man. You don't realize how many people have that, but it's because you're a good person that you can find that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like you're attracting that to you. You're that type of person. And not only are you the person people can go to, now you have somebody that sees your value and believe in you. And they say, let me stick close to this person. Because in their mind, they might think, man, she might need somebody too. They probably saw you going through certain emotions. You probably had certain conversations with people and they cared enough to say, let me be there for this person. That's what's up. This is what I'm talking about, man. We need reciprocation. That's what I'm talking about. We need reciprocation. We need people there for us the same way we're there for them. You know, enough of this. Enough of this overextending yourself as a person. Is this unwavering, just autopilot, no limit, just empathy and giving and helping. You need to just cut all that off to people that never give that to you. And the people that you cut off, they're going to regret it because you're that one person. Sherry's that one person. She's that one person that people can go to. And if they lose you, that's it for them. That's it. One of the greatest resources on the planet right now. in terms of energy, in terms of why people look forward to their days, what makes people get up out of the bed is that type of energy, that empathetic person. You're a life giver. That's why you was able to save life because you gave them life. They gave up on their life. They was on the verge of just finishing themselves, but you gave them life in those conversations. See, when you're an empathetic person, it's a spiritual gift. You gotta understand these things, man. These aren't just personality types. It's literally a spirit that it's a spiritual gift that you carry with you. We're able to lift people. We're able to give light to people. It's like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, how he talked about their job as the followers is to give life to the dead, to make the dumb speak, make the blind see, make the deaf hear, make the dumb talk. You gave life to those people. You lifted them in their darkest times. That's a gift. And you got to know how to use that gift. I've been told that's the gift I have. And I can see that when people come and talk to me, I make them feel better about themselves. It's a gift, but you got to know how to sure, you got to set the boundaries. You got to set the boundaries because you're not an emergency room. You're not an unpaid therapist. And if you are a therapist, you should be rich. You got to set boundaries with that because giving and giving and giving and I know you want to help people, but you got to set a limit to that. Because the more that you give away that energy and you don't get anything back in return, that's almost like now you're doing that to yourself. You got to hold yourself accountable for that. All right. Um, yeah. She said I only have Cold State said I only have 5 out of like 75 friends and family I have. Right. She it's rare, man. It's you can't really what you know a lot. I know what you mean. You know a lot of people. You talk to a lot of people. You're familiar with a lot of people, but it's only a select few people that you can actually go to and talk about certain things with. Um, but that's kind of normal though. But it's not to say that people don't care. It's really to say that those 5 that you have, they're only capable. Some people, believe it or not, they're really not capable of doing that. They're really not capable of being there for people like that. Like it's crazy. But some people they just don't have it in them to sit there on the phone and to help you or talk you through anything. Some people don't have that kind of personality. It's almost like they're cold. Um, Sherry said, "Thank you for your kind words. I believe that you give people hope and light. I appreciate it. Thank you." Um, yeah, man, that's a gift, man. Sherry, that's a gift. It's literally a gift. It's almost like how there's people, there's mothers who could speak life into their kids, or that's how like a teacher can say something to inspire a student, or that's a gift, man. It's electricity in that too. Your words carry frequency and vibration. And when you speak life into someone, you speak with that intention, that transfers into their body and it lifts them on an energy level. It raises their frequency and vibration. It affects their nervous system. It affects and influences their emotions because there's an energy behind that, right? So you're able to transfer the energy to that person, lift them up, and all of a sudden they're not feeling low anymore. This is literally metaphysical, y'all. It's physics too. And that's why you gotta get away. You gotta be discerning with people because not everybody not everybody deserves that energy from you because a lot of people don't have good intentions. You gotta pay attention to how you feel when you're around people. Just like how people can sense you got a good vibe, just like how people can sense that you're empathetic, that they can trust you, that you're not going to use their vulnerabilities against them. The same way you got to read that in other people to protect yourself. You know what I mean, sometimes you'll be talking to somebody, you think y'all cool, you think everything is all good, but then you feel like a weird vibe, like damn, like why do I feel like this around this person? Some like a little nudge, you can feel like, man, wow, some tell me I shouldn't get too close to them or whatever the case is. That's your spirit telling you not to put your trust in that person because they're not all the way right. They don't all the way have good intentions for you. Just because you mean people well doesn't mean they're gonna mean you well. Um, Ebony, shout out to Ebony in the chat, man. Ebony's here tonight. She's blessing the chat. She said naked. Um, Ebony probably just came back from watching OnlyFans or something. She said naked. Ebony a freak. She said empathy is really just patience, kindness, and feeling the person you are talking to or listening to feelings that take the weight of what they're thinking. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But see, you gotta understand that's a again, that is a gift though. You see, that's the thing with a lot of empathetic people that have that ability, that have that gift. To you, that's normal. That's why you say it like that. In your mind, all it is patience. All it is kindness. I'm telling y'all, a lot of people out here don't actually have that in them like that. Believe it, like that's why they have to train people to be that way because it's first, it initially is not in them. You know what I mean? Um, so to you, it's a normal thing. To you, it's normal to be patient and kind and aware and to kind of like feel, I don't know what you mean, like feel people out and like gain a emotional understanding of what they're going through, how it's affecting them. You're paying attention how things affect them. But it's um it's 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 a gift that you have to be able to read people and feel people out. That's a deeper, that's on a deeper level. That's spiritual. Um Ebony said, I said hola. You just said naked right there with some sparkling emoji. You just said it right. Funny as hell. Cole Stacy, you are so true. I carry the weight of many meditate in prayer to free my weight of heaviness. Yeah. Yeah, man. You gotta cleanse your energy. You gotta meditate because that could be a lot to deal with all the time. Being the one that cares, being the one, being the go-to person, um, that's a lot. And that's taxing on your energy. It feels exhausting. Like Sherry said, it's exhausting. You know what I mean? Um, you're there, you're helping because you have to have the emotional capacity to walk other people through their emotions. You have to be there. You almost like you have to meet them where they are on an emotional level and like almost consume that, understand how they feel, and then work them through it. That's emotional labor. That's emotional labor. That's psychological labor. That's even spiritual. So that's why you feel tired because it's taken away from your energy, your emotional energy, even spiritual. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Ebony, you said naked. She trying to inspire OnlyFans. Well, that's what you doing. I mean, ain't none of my business. Um, I don't watch OnlyFans. But Ebony said naked. She came on here with some freak time. I don't know what you was doing before this, Ebony, but she came in here with some on some freak time. You understand me? Ebony, look, she carrying she on a different type of time tonight. She on a different type of time tonight. Excuse, yo, man. She said, well, Cole Stacy said, sadly, the people that usually get manipulated or used to get stuff are people with very high good empathy. Yeah. They're very emotionally in tune. And people are able to twist and use that against them for their benefit. But it leaves the individual who are, I want to say, emotionally sensitive. It leads them to a disadvantage. Um, but that's why people are turning cold, y'all. The world is waking up to this. people have waken up to, oh, all this time I realize all this um emotional and caring energy that I've given to people, that I've helped friends, family, people I've come across paths with, people I was in relationships with, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, they more so was using me and extracting that from me, right? Um, and it's like, damn, you feel, it's not that you feel drained, but you feel like there's been an injustice to where you've given and helped and given and help and given and help, but who reciprocates that? You have not really benefited from your gift as an empath, your emotional availability. You've never really benefited from it, but other people have benefited from you. So it's like a deep injustice. And that pain, it twists and turns itself into say, oh, okay, this is the game y'all playing. I'm done. It's like it's a cutoff. It's a not, you haven't lost the emotional availability and a capacity for love and empathy and compassion, but you have shut down that emotional availability. It's almost like you discounted yourself without even realizing it. You raised your price. It's like somebody coming into a store, the food is so damn good and everything tastes good, and you got chips on the side, you got fries, you got the slushies, you got dessert, you got this, and you got good business is coming in, but you realize your product or your service is so damn valuable, but you're not really getting what you deserve. So a lot of y'all, you're done. You're not giving it away to for people that don't value it, and you've raised your price. The empath is done, turn cold. Some even turn dark to where before, when they was manipulated because of their emotional availability, now they say, okay, y'all been using me, so I'm a, it's almost like the dark empath learns, or they learned from the people that manipulated them and used their empathy against them. Now they're gonna use their empathy to manipulate people. So now you got empaths walking around being emotionally available because they know people need somebody that's emotionally available. So they're going to use that to reel folks in to get what they want. They use the same thing that people use to manipulate them. Now they're using it, turn around for their own power. Now they're using their empathy to manipulate others. Yo, man. See, they're never ready for the backfire. They're never ready for the twist and the plot of the story. It's almost like the victim turned into the villain. It's almost like the person that was always running away from the what you call it? It's like one of those horror stories where you get tired of running away from the damn whoever, Chainsaw Massacre, or whoever, Michael Myers. Now you start running towards them. You start using their own traps against them. Now they scared. But I think the world deserves that. The world deserves to have dark and past because a lot of good people for too long have been taken advantage of. Um, Let me see. I'm back on Ebony. Ebony, I'm still on you. I'm still on you. She came on here, y'all. I'm putting Ebony on blast real quick because I love her. She came on here, right? Trying to be on OnlyFans. She's trying to influence me to join. I don't know. She came on here talking about some naked. I'm naked. So she came on here some freak on some freak time, yo. Man, I knew it was something. I knew it was something about Ebony. She's trying to influence me to start a OnlyFans. A lot of y'all come in here on some different type of times. You understand me? Yeah, some of y'all come on demon time. Some of y'all come on here on freak time. You understand me? Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all got hidden agendas on here. So that's why I gotta watch out for the energies. And I'm not letting none of y'all play with me. You know what I'm talking about? So Dark Ice said, "Damn, cuz I swear no more." But this guy's damn fucking majestic. He said, "Damn, you look majestic." Shout out to Dark Ice. Shout out to Dark Ice, bro. Appreciate you, God. Um, Cole Stacy said, "My God, Ice, you got more cuss words than real words in there." Yeah, he just cussing his ass off. Um, he said, "Randy, what's your story? Where'd you get your wisdom? Raised by narcs or relationship with an avoidant?" Let me see. Somebody, I'm gonna get to that. Yeah, cause I'm a victim of damn swearing throughout my. Somebody, he just can't say I'm majestic. Sherry Allen, so true. I had to check myself. I was getting ready to go to hell with some folks. Sheesh. Yeah, man, they'll do it to you, man. They'll do it to you. They'll do it to you. Um, I myself have turned cold, man. And it's like you don't even care. You really don't care. You could care less at this point. Because life is too short, man. Life is too short. The world is changing. So many things in the world are changing. This is the society that we're getting into. How we're moving forward, psychologically, spiritually. A lot, even with the spiritual world, a lot of people getting rid of religion. And one thing that people are getting rid of is saying, "I don't have to be empathetic towards you. I don't have to answer you. I don't have to pick up your call. I don't have to keep giving my light away to people that are in darkness and don't have good intentions, right? Just want to use, extract, help you with this. You're like an emergency psychotherapist, an unpaid one at that. See, folks want to call you at nighttime or whatever and talk to you about their problems, but they don't want to pay you. Send a cash app first. It's taxing. You got things to do. You're tired. You're already going through the motions of your issues, but then they want to call you and ask you for help. Call you and get you on the phone and listen to them and, oh, this happened, that happened. And you helped a lot of people. A lot of people have made it to new heights in their life just because you were there and you gave your support, your emotional light, your empathy, your compassion. But where's the return for you? It's almost like it's non-existent. And you sit back and you look at life and you say, these past couple of years, I've helped a lot of people. I'm there for people. When I'm going through things, why nobody there for me? I'm telling you, it's an injustice. What the empath has gone through has been an injustice, yo. So they done. Um, Sherry said, "So true. I have to check myself. I was good." Yeah, she said she had to go to hell. Man, I was getting man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me get to Ebony now. She said, "Stop, not you. Don't ruin my reputation. I'm here, on here." Yeah, Ebony, funny as hell, man. Girl's crazy, man, in a good way. But you did say what you said. Hey, listen, you came in the chat bold, talking about naked. Hey man, listen, man. Everybody has their own, you know what I mean? Everybody a freak. I don't believe there's no human being that's not a freak. The freakiest ones be the library girl. It be the shy one, or she could not be shy, but the most intellectually in tune girls be like the freakiest ones. We all, But hey, she's Ebony came when she said no. I said hola. I saw what you said. I saw what you said. Now, shout out to Ebony with the chat. Guys, feel free to donate so we can make the content better. Cash App $ Randy Harlequin 3. Um, don't ask me for OnlyFans yet. I have not pivoted into that type of career. I believe as an individual in here that has tried to lure me into that industry. but she says that she just said hola. I believe her for now, but I think it's something funny going on in here. What? Feel free to donate and subscribe if you haven't yet. Now let's get back to it. uh, uh she said, Ka said, I can't tell my guy who ghosted me. No, I didn't ghost you. I'm getting to you. I remember your comment. Ask for space is a burnt out. Asking for space is burnt out empath or an avoidant. It's easy to confuse. Nah, it's not an avoidant. It's not an avoidant. It's very, very you're very aware and intentional. Empathy can come from a different, it could come from family dynamics, it can come from social dynamics with other like your peers as a kid. But naturally, um, a lot of people could be born that way, but then some people could be shaped that way to where a lot of empaths go through a lot of pain, a lot of burdens that they hold to themselves. That's what makes them strong. And a lot of times it comes from, it might be toxic, narcissistic family dynamics where they had to survive, but that made them extremely resilient emotionally. So they became the type of person that can handle so much in life when the average person will break and fold. So that's why people feel confident going to them because they see that solid foundation is there. They know how to handle life. They know how to handle stress, and they know how to handle their own emotions. So now they know how to help others with that. But it gotta have boundaries, limitations, and reciprocation. Why are you giving out so much of this the skill that you've developed or this gift that you hold to others so freely when you're not getting much in return and people feel like they could just come, it's almost like you're a church. They could just come in, get where they want to leave, come in, get where they want to leave. Come, nah, that's not how relationships are supposed to work. And a lot of times people that are just extremely selfish and don't really care about what other people going on, but always want what they want, they can take advantage of the empath. They can see you as, again, a lot of times when you come across as really kind and a cool person and helpful, a lot of people think that you're always going to be that way and you're never going to change. And this care and giving nature that you have is on autopilot. Like you're just always going to be this way, and they don't need to change their behavior. They don't need to reciprocate. They don't need to be there for you, but you're always going to show up and be there for them. So the cold empath gets done given to people who don't give anything back to them. So it's a discipline. It's not just that you're trying to avoid people, it's disciplining yourself and you're disciplining your access. Um, Sherry said, I need to take your advice and start asking for, yo, man, I'm saying, like, if you're going through all this labor, right? Why not get something from it? If people always gotta, they could come to you, they could do this, they could do that. But it's like it's taxing on you, right? It's taxing, right? You might as well get something from it. Ebony, yeah, you tried it. I'm saying, hey, it was a low key. I see what you're doing though, man. Try to slide that in there and say, no, I didn't say that. I see you trying to change my career path. You're not the only one that said that to me. Trying to change my career paths. That was something else, man. Came on here some freak time, man. They say the freaks come out at night. Say they come out at night. Um, yeah, Cole Stacy said great minds think alike. Yeah, that's amazing that Sherry did that. That's amazing. Said you stressing me out. Man, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear it. Came on here on demon time. You know what it is. Ebony trying to. I see what you're trying to do. A straight free time. So, um, now I want to talk about when we on. We have 40 minutes. Got to talk about building yourself. Building yourself, man. Wanted to cut this up into sections. So, how many of y'all stay consistent with self care? How many of y'all take care of your skin? How many of y'all eating the right foods? How many of y'all still eating the swine? Are you still? It's all these foods out here. The food that is in America for the most part is terrible. The ingredients are like most of them is inorganic, and that's why you see a lot of people moving to places like Florida. Everybody's moving to Florida. God damn. But a lot of people have made content talking about they're like growing stuff in Florida. They're growing their vegetables in the backyard, fruit even, and just for better health, long term. To create their families. Feed their children organic foods. A lot of people moving down to the south to do the same thing. But the food here is terrible, man. I remember, y'all. I was born in Guyana, right? But I grew up for the most part in the states. Love love America. Definitely love Black Americans. Most of my friends automatically been Black Americans. Other Caribbean people too, but mostly Black Americans. But the food here, bro, I don't know how they've been surviving because I come from like most of my family is Rasta. Like most of our family got dreads. I'm thinking about growing my shit out. I'm surprised but like the food is so organic, bro. You walk outside in the morning, there's banana right there. You know what I'm saying? It's all type of herbs, all stuff around you. But when you get here, when I got here, I blew up. Like I got fat, my face got all chubby and messed up, and then I was struggling with weight. I was so chubby and chunky as a kid, and then when I lost some of the weight, I started having a little like stretch marks and stuff. But like when I noticed like what happened, like I was eating the same exact food here that's over there, but over there it's natural. The KFC is organic. It's natural. It's the Popeyes to make everything is natural ingredients. But over here, boy, man, you can't even go to the bathroom after you eat most of the stuff you eat over here. Um, So we want to talk about self care and health, man. Goddamn. I need to do better. Sherry said, "Yeah, we gotta do better with. Yeah, you gotta. She was doing a lot, or just work for the hospital or the police department. You got a gift. If that really happened in 3 day in a day, you got a gift. That's not normal. And not only is that not normal, it's not normal for people to see you as that type of person to go to. That says a lot. Shoot, I need you on my team. Shit. I need somebody I need somebody to call. Um yeah, man. Your empathy is a gift, y'all. Empathy is a gift. You gotta understand it. And you gotta really nurture that gift and protect it. Before you know you could be drained and you could be like, wow, I feel so tired. Your gifts are being extracted, your energy. Um, Ebony said, I do well, but I do like my French fries every now and then. Right. Nothing wrong with fries. I like the Five Guy fries. Yo, I never really had Five Guys like that, like growing up, but I've been having it over the past like few months. Yo, it's different. It's they make it natural peanut oil, so it's not that bad. There's nothing wrong with having that stuff, but you can make it more organic or go to better places to get it. Um, but all that, if you still eat McDonald's, I don't know how people eat certain stuff. Like I can't eat that stuff. Like I ate it when I was a kid, but I can't eat that shit no more, yo. Um, I feel tired. I feel exhausted. I start getting like all type of stuff start happening. My skin starts to flare up. It's not good. It's not a good look. It's not a good vibe. Um, and then it clogs so much within your system. It reduces or inhibits proper blood flow. Your blood sugar goes through the roof, right? So now your body starts storing fat. Cortisol levels go up. That affects your sleep. That affects your focus. That affects even your emotional well being because the foods that you eat influence your hormones. So now you're more stressed out than usual. If you're eating a lot of sugar, that causes anxiety and depression. You get a anxiety off of the sugar high, right? But then when your sugar levels come back down to normal and you get a crash, you feel depressed. And there's studies that show that like um, simple sugars or high fructose corn syrup, the effects that it has on your brain, like it literally causes sugar. It affects your body. Sugar actually make you weak. Like it strips calcium from your bones. Have you ever had? Have you ever eaten a lot of sugar and you wake up the next day? Let's say you had sugar the night before. You wake up the next day, you got a lot of like it's just little like these little lines on your teeth. You have that like funny feeling on your teeth. That's because the sugar that you've eaten stripped calcium from your bones, and so your bones get weaker, and you can even see that on the teeth. Your vision gets blurred. When I have a lot of sugar, my vision kind of like gets fucked. Like I need glasses, but I don't wear glasses. This really affects your body. We would really have to like take this stuff seriously moving forward, and that's why a lot of us don't have the energy we need, don't look as good as you probably should look, struggling with your weight. It's because of the food, and a lot of it is mostly sugar. It's a lot of sugar that's has a negative impact on um, how you feel, how you look, and even your actual internal health, right? In terms of your gut health, bone health, all that stuff is important. Your skin health, hair. Some people lose their hair because their diet is messed up. I be looking at dudes. Some people so young got gray hair or got like I be looking at these like NBA dudes, how they struggle with their hairline and all that stuff. Sometimes I know or feel I gotta do more research on this. How is their nutrition being affected by this? How can you be born with a messed up? How can you be born with a messed up hairline? It's not possible, man. Gotta maybe it's something that you can change in your nutrition. I gotta do some more research. Um, Ebony said, I do well. Yes, I have to go to high price places for a good French fry or make them homemade. Yeah. Yeah, hit the like button. True. True, man. You gotta make them homemade. The best you can. Fruit. The fruit, you gotta take in the fruit, man. We gotta eat fruit. My favorite are mangoes and pineapple, for real. Mangoes, pineapple, I like blueberries too, strawberries, but mangoes, pineapple for a long time, but mangoes is it, man. Um, if you could replace all that bread, all that cereal with fruit, like mangoes, like I said, pineapples, berries, banana, your health would be a lot better. You would not struggle with your weight. Your stomach will get flatter. You'll start your abs will pop out. I'm telling you, it's a lot of it is mostly food. When you training and working out, over 70% of your, you know, results come damn over 70% of your results come from nutrition, so it's really important. I want to talk about self-care too. When it comes to self-care, y'all, you don't even realize how much your energy and your mind, like your focus, your sleep, your the ease on your mind is really affected by how you keep your environment. um that's another thing people don't do. A lot of times we're tired or whatever the case is, but the more clean and neat and organized you are, the better your brain is going to function, right? Things are scattered all over the place. You're going to be scattered in your thinking. You're going to feel uneasy. It's almost like I think everybody should have a bit of OCD because you should be. on point and on top of your home life. If your home life isn't good, your life outside in the world isn't going to be good. Sometimes I see people acting crazy, acting out of pocket all over the place. You go to their house, they got clothes. You ever see what's that show called, man? What's that shit? Damn. What's that show called where they got the people with these homes and you can't walk through the house like this clothes pile everywhere, suitcases, food over here. Somebody tell me what that show is. Y'all remind me. And most of the time they overweight. They're overweight. Their finances messed up. They got diabetes most of the time. Hoarders. Yo, that shit. Yo, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what happens when your personal life isn't in order. Me, personal life meaning your home, your belongings, how if you're organized or not. If you're not together in here, you're definitely not going to be together out there. It all starts with self care, ask me, and it's nurturing for you, right? Mentally, emotionally, it builds confidence, it builds self esteem, like because that's when you think about self care, you think about how you're treating yourself, self care, and that care that you're putting into yourself actually builds a love for yourself. You build respect for yourself. You build a love for yourself, and that continues to grow. And when you step outside into the world, that influences how you talk, how you walk, how you communicate, right? How other people see you, how you're, you know what I mean? It affects your energy when you walk into spaces. People can feel that shit, right? Um, she said yes. Had this conversation today. Cleanliness is next to godliness. You wasn't saying that when you first came in the chat, Ebony. Came in here on a completely different time, trying to get me onto OnlyFans. Anyways, somebody said for the con Mahdi. How you got that type of name and you came in here cussing? You said fucking worm. You talking about yourself? Talking about your mama, your mammy? Who is that? For the con Mahdi. How you got that type of name? You come in here cussing, bro. That's some crazy ass work. He said Farrakhan Mahdi and came in here cussing. That nigga's crazy, man. Crazy. She said, "Stop embarrassing me." I'm not. I'm just. I'm just repeating what you put in the chat. Crazy, yo. Um, yo. I mean, you from Florida, right? Yo, don't come up here. It's too cold. The snow is crazy. Nothing was open today. That's crazy. Nothing was open today, chat. Nothing was open today. Everywhere was closed pretty much. Um, this shit was crazy. We haven't had snow like this in years, probably like 4 or 5 years, yo. In years. Um, um, Sherry said he may have been saying it's the worms in a person's body. Um, maybe, but the way he said, I felt the energy the way he said it. It said fucking worm. It's like you try to say an insult. Yeah, that's the energy I got. Um, what time is it for you right now? It's 1:06 in the morning. We up late, guys. We up late. Ebony says, sad. I feel bad for you guys. Yeah, yeah. I had to go to the store. And then you could slip unless you put salt. Unless you put salt on the ground. You say you love in Rock Hill? Nah. And then I got like the weather on my phone, right? Like I have different like states. I got LA. I'm seeing what LA looking like. I'm seeing what Florida looking like. I'm seeing what Houston look. I got all the because I want to know how the weather is in these different. You know what I mean? Yo, everywhere else is 50, 60. Over here today, it was like 12. It was 10 degrees, 13 degrees. Yeah, it was no. It was like at 13, but it said it feels like 9 or 8. I'm like, damn, yo. And the sad part about it is, which I hate, I'm getting so tired of this shit, y'all, is the winter outlasts the summer. It's more cold than it's warm up north. I'm tired, bro. I'm done. I'm finished. Um, it's 1:07 a.m. for me. Yeah, it's well 1:08. Now it's about the same time. Cole Stacy is about the same time. She said it was 8 to 11 degrees for me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. 8 to 11 degrees is a fact. Same thing over here. Same exact thing over here. Shit. I'm done, man. I can't do that. How's the majority of the year cold? Like this ain't goddamn Europe or the North Pole or Greenland. They say Greenland is like that. This ain't Greenland. Uh, she said, "Yeah, 10 degrees is wild. It's beyond wild, but it's normal during December, January, and sometimes I hate when I go outside. I got frostbite. I'm holding my bag. I can't do that shit no more. Um, Greenland is supposed to be green, and Iceland is supposed to be icy. Yeah, man. Um, so yeah. Mm. How many people right now? How many of y'all taking care of yourself like y'all should? How many of y'all feel like y'all taking care of yourself like I should? This gets deep, man. I want to get deeper with the content. Um, a lot of things aren't as surface level as they seem, but y'all, this chat, y'all on it. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. But maybe I should stay south. That's insane. Yeah, now you should probably stay. Um, yeah, or stay within that area. Only come up north if you're visiting, unless you're the type of person that really like the cold. Now, she said maybe I should. Okay. Stacy said I do. Sherry said I'm not. I need to do better. Yeah, man. Put more energy and effort into your care. Like you don't understand what that does for you. You don't understand what it does to your mental health, and it's almost like some cliche shit that your parents or a teacher would say, but it really like it it shapes your whole day. It creates your whole day for you. And before you know, you have momentum and opportunities come way to you because of the person that you operate as, because your self-care is on point. Your routine is on point. Um, myself, I try to never leave the house unless everything is like clean, like no dishes in the sink, everything is folded. Try to leave the house like that because it just makes me feel sharp, clean, put together. I don't feel like I'm missing or lacking anything. All right. I just got to go to the Chinese lady for my, manicure and pedicure. That's it. But um, I saw this. I've done this research like years ago where it said self care. was seen to improve self-esteem by 20 to 30%. Just how you take care of yourself and your house and your belongings and your hair and your body influences how you feel, influence confidence by 20 to 30%. And it's like when I think about health and building yourself, it's honestly the little stuff that people just look over. Oh, no, this is just the house. It's okay if I leave this here. You don't ever realize these things are affecting your psychology and your emotions, and it reflects how you feel about yourself. If you really had a standard for yourself and saw yourself like royalty, like I say, like we are, like how I say we royalty. If you were really royal, like you got to see yourself like if you were to be a king or a queen on in Africa or some other land or whatever, or some period of time back then, how would you live? How would you look? How would you dress? But you leave the house looking and feeling like any old body because you've been. It's like your identity is distorted. Once you know who you are, then you start acting as yourself. Like sometimes I think to myself, and I'm gonna get to y'all comments, but I want to make this point real quick. Sometimes I say to myself, what if you was to come out of a coma, right? You don't know, you have no recollection of your identity. You've forgotten who you are, really. Like real talk. You have no idea who you are. But then somebody told you that you're a doctor. You would automatically see, like that's a big part of your identity, right? And what you do for a living. You would snap back into that doctor mode. You would make sure to get your books. You'll make sure to keep everything clean. You will walk a certain way, talk a certain way because somebody has reminded you of your identity. So you start acting as who you are or who you think you should be. So when you say to yourself, like we say to ourselves, I'm divine, I'm a god, I'm a goddess, right? When you say to yourself, I'm powerful, that's an identity that you've given to yourself or that you've come to realize in who you are. So how you a god but living like a bum? How you a goddess but ain't taking care of yourself? How are you not nurturing yourself and taking care of your environment? Like when I think about somebody that's a god, I think about somebody on a throne. Because God is on the throne, right? Um, I think about somebody powerful. And we don't ever realize it, but it's the small things that help to build you up to become who you're aspiring to be, to have dominion, to be successful, to rule and govern over yourself, to where you're the type of person that when you walk out to the world, can't nobody throw you off your square because you solid. You set the foundation for yourself through your routine, through your self-care, through how you nurture your thoughts, through how you empower yourself, the things that you say to yourself, how you take care of yourself, your grooming, your wardrobe, right? Your hygiene. So nobody could throw you off and make you feel any less or other than who you are because you have grounded who you are in routine through action. A lot of people like to talk, oh, I'm a god, I'm a goddess, I'm divine. That don't mean shit unless you put in the work every day to be actually become that through action. So your self-care and your routine and your health is super important in that way. Um, Let me get to this. I like the end of winter when it's the coldest because me and my family go skiing around the world. It's the only reason I like winter. Shout out to Stacy. That's a fact. You could do that too. You could definitely enjoy it. Ebony said, I'm doing well with self-care. I need to get more sleep right now though. About to tap out. Tap out. Shout out to Ebony. Um, Sherry said my home is straight and I need to do better with myself. Yeah, that's key. Ebony said, I literally said that to someone today. The king and queen reference and carrying ourselves like royalty through self-care. That's a fact. That's a fact. Um, yeah, that don't mean nothing unless you don't put it into action. All right. This stuff is important. And then when you build yourself up in that way, you build a presence about you. You have an aura, and it allows you to manifest. It raises your frequency. You start feeling better. You start to feel, damn, you start to feel higher. So now the things that you want, the goals that you have, you start to attract the resources to accomplish what you want towards you. The only times I start, get on my routine and doing my thing, I'm just walking out the house, and all of a sudden you meet somebody, you run into this thing, somebody give you something to free for free, and all of a sudden they give you that thing the exact thing that you needed to get towards your goal. Like I remember one day I was looking for a phone case, yo. To the mall. I'm like, damn, I need to buy me a. Somebody said, hey, brother, one of the Arabs. It's like, your brother, he had a phone store. Like, brother, here. I was looking at the cases. He's like, brother, take that one, brother. It's the same clear case that everybody buys, but I got it for free. Stuff happens like that for me all the time where I'm just running into the exact person I need to get the exact thing I need to get for free a lot of times. And it's because of your energy. A lot of times you think these things are happening randomly. They're not. It is your frequency and your vibration that's influencing these different uh, uh, um, these different episodes or things that's happening to you in your life. Is literally your energy is creating momentum to where you're getting good luck. I don't think you just get lucky to get lucky. Your energy makes you lucky. When I think about luck, I think about positive actions that happens for a person because they're operating on a high frequency and vibration to where they're attracting good things to them. So they're not just becoming lucky because they're better or special. They are lucky because they're attracting luck to them. And all luck is good events, good things and situations that happen to someone that's operating on a high frequency. And somebody that experiences bad luck, well, they're in a bad mood. They tripped over some steps. They're not taking care of themselves. So somebody doesn't treat them right because they're looking at them funny because they dress funny or they might smell funny. So you end up or they might be rude, right? So a lot of times somebody might have gave them something for free, but because of their attitude, they 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 make them pay for whatever, or they close off the opportunity. Your energy and how you conduct yourself out in the world, or the frequency and vibration that you operate on, it attracts that same state that you on, it attracts that to you. So you create good luck, you create bad luck based off of your frequency. um XX guy, I'm back. Shout out to X. I think luck is when you believe in yourself and when you're being kind or nice to others and the universe is giving it back to you. Yeah, that's a fact. You just said that. That's a whole fact. Um, yeah, man. So these things are key, right? It's so important to keep vibrating high, but you create your vibration. Some people just don't vibrate high because they vibrate high. You elevate your frequency vibration by the thoughts that you think, the emotions that you feel, and that transfers into a vibration. That vibration becomes a frequency. But you can elevate yourself through action, right? You actually have to do it, put in the application. The self care, cutting off toxic people that just extracting from you, not reciprocating, taking care of yourself, speak positive words into yourself. A lot of times we wait and we sit around for someone to pour into us, but we're that one. You got to pour into yourself with positive affirmations. Will reminding yourself of what you're grateful for. All that influences your energy and it raises your frequency and vibration, um, and allows you to manifest. So, like I said, man, I think we are responsible for ourselves. It's your job to really build your confidence. It's your job to really take care of yourself. If you low frequency, raise your own frequency. We have to stop looking for other people to save us and save ourselves. And the only way to really make sure that it's almost like a mentality of if losing isn't an option, you have to do everything to win. You got to really do the work every day with your routine, with how you speak to yourself, with how you protect your energy. I think we're our own saviors in that way, and that's what I had to do. I had to change my shit around because I was a mess. I was all over the place, depression, anxiety, didn't take care of myself, didn't have this, didn't have that, but I like put myself together, and now I'm here. So shout out to y'all, man. I'm about to close this out. I want to wake up early, fam. You know what I mean, I want to get some rest. I want to get up early, do what I got to do. So Glad y'all came through for the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. Um, subscribe if you haven't yet. This was a good one. And I'll be dropping content tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to tune in and let me know what your thoughts. Drop a comment. But y'all have a blessed night, man. I'm out. Peace.